Now, what do I mean by this? Well, when it comes to sharing the positive, what good things did they happen? Remember, at the funeral, you always remember the good things because there's no time to, well, how do I say this? There's no time for the negativity to occur because of the situation at hand. Now, when you're looking at a lot of stuff and going back to where I said you have to look forward, then look back. What do I mean by this is the reverse engineering tactic that I mentioned earlier. Why is it easier for reverse engineering to work, and why does it work? Well, it's because when you do reverse engineer, it activates your reticular activation system. You may have heard Ed Milet, you may have heard Tony Robbins, Lewis Howes, and so many more talk about the RAS. It's a part of the brain that has things stand out to you that are important to you, that help you go along your path, but makes the things that you're trying to obtain stand out even more. So Tony Robbins does this exercise. He goes, I want you to look around the room. I want you to look at everything that's brown. Look at everything brown, 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 brown grass, brown things, so on and so forth, brown building, blah, blah, blah. Now close your eyes. Now tell me everything that was red. And you can't do it because your mind isn't focused on that. It's focused on the things that are brown. So therefore, when you go to acknowledge the things that are red, it's one of those things that are just going to leave you because, well, you weren't looking for it to begin with. So with this lesson, because it is very logical to do this, and many engineers do this as well, it's called reverse engineering. And what reverse engineering essentially is stating your goal. Where do you want to be in 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 years? List that down. Write it down. Take a moment to do so now. Great. You got it? Now that you wrote it down, let's work backwards. You want to ask yourself, if you've seen other videos of mine, what would this look like if it were easy, and work backwards from there. Now, the purpose of this exercise is not only so that you too have an understanding of, well, how do I get there? And you have like a roadmap, so on and so forth. But you can understand, well, your brain works a lot easier once it knows where it's going. It's hard to figure things out as you're trying to progress in life. Yes, they say enjoy the process, but at least have a plan, right? So if you have a plan, do you feel safer, or do you feel safer without a plan? Because if something were to occur, then what's going to happen if that thing occurs? Remember, negativity outweighs the positive. So if any small negative thing happens, it's going to outweigh the positive things, such as your goals that you're trying to achieve.